Welcome back. Woo! Very good. Excellent. Okay, so have you finished the emails?
Yeah.
Okay, so hopefully at the end of the year, you will find that you have met or you've achieved everything you wanted to achieve, and you'll be doing what you want to do. And if not, well, that might say something about your plans. Maybe you need to change your plans a bit. But also you will see the level of your English. Hopefully that will have changed as well. You'll maybe have made a few mistakes in that email, and at the end of the year, maybe you won't make those kind of mistakes. Okay, it depends. Okay, right, the next one that I'm going to give. Okay, can you look here? Okay. So up here. The poor man. Okay. Here. Come here.
I did massage.
There's your stick.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay, so this language here you're going to use in the next activity. Okay, so you're going to be giving your opinions or agreeing or disagreeing about something. I'm going to give you 20 predictions about the future. Okay? You're going to say, do you think yes, they will happen, or no, they won't? Do you agree with the prediction, or do you disagree with the prediction? And give your opinion why. Okay? Does everyone get that? Okay, so I'm going to give you a handout there. Thank you very much. Okay? If you need assistance, somebody will help you. Okay, so here it is. It says this one. Okay, so actually, apologies, Samuel. It's your last week. Last week, yeah. Seamus forced me to move him. There we go. Oh, sorry. Apologies, Karen. I don't know what I was going on. What was I thinking? Oh no!
Think about
Apologies! Oh no! Can you ever forgive me? Oh no! Shocking! There we go. First week. And Japanese. The Japanese also. They take 2 hands in Japan. There we go. Who is this?
Wait.
No, Patrine had to go to work because she's trying to pay for her birthday. I think she said. Okay, nice. Okay, right. So off you go. Okay. So what I want you to do again, use this language to predict. Okay. So I'm going to change your partners. So Roberto, you're going to work with Mio. Okay, right. Okay. Wendy, you're going to work with Yuja. Dr. Fernanda, you are going to work with Jesus. Samuel, you're going to work with Mio. With Laurent. And Joanna, you're going to work with Jesus. Or Carla. Carla. I don't know. I'm an idiot. Okay, right. Off you go.
Come on, someone.
Okay, off you go. Quickly. You have to use some of the language for predictions. Yeah, so probably Wendy and Yuja, it's probably better if you move your chairs out so you look in that direction. Which? Yes. You read. No. So you read through this, like the first one.
I think this is
What did you say? I totally disagree with you. Sure.
As I said, I think I'm not informed enough about it.
Okay, what do you think? Humans will live on Mars.
I don't know.
By the euro,
Like 3 or 5.
per month.
The red one.
Yes. For the rich people like you, on Mars, so like this Yes, do you permanent is like for a long period of time.
Forever.
Yes.
And you?
What's your opinion for
I think it's possible.
even if the credit even if the credit doesn't exist? Because I never see balls from my eyes, like that. It's just a big
No, I'm not.
So, have you ever worked with this? What is this?
Okay, it's a good point. I
by 2001. Exactly. I agree with this position, and I
their houses
I think they are always tough because of
more than 25 years.
Capture ready.
Yes! And I have my glasses.
You don't take the plane, you scan. I think
That have a professional Okay.
I assure you that I'm not reducing. I think I can go out. I do that for example. If you eat beef is a very because to give to the beef to eat some soja. This use a lot of CO2 emission. The population reduce consumption of beef.
More powerful. Yes.
You stop doing you try?
Feather.
More farther. So you said more farther is more. Okay.
Eco-friendly. No, but you can slow down the situation. I know, for example, that the Arctic spiders, big bomb, Arctic is a prison factor. And I think there are some consequences from the was Bangladesh attitude are very good things. If there are really Russians, no, because need to move afterwards to Mexico. No, but in Mexico we can't see. And this is very emotional that you so the reason why I think that the large population the next one.
You're talking about nuclear weapons or nuclear?
Yes,
Nuclear research.
I'm not sure. I totally disagree. Why? I think is The Simpsons. Have you ever seen The Simpsons? Homer Simpson works in the nuclear power plant. Okay, so Sweden Germany limited all their nuclear power plants. So I think it's Spain. United States, almost all of this. So it has to be Chernobyl. Chernobyl is a nuclear power plant. Any of those countries, they can produce nuclear weapons. This thing, you don't put a nuclear power plant. Yeah, exactly. You need to
Stay where you are, stay where you are. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
Maybe because you are thinking of research.
It was too close to inland. I don't know if it's the same way.
So the next one is nuclear power governance.
Artificial intelligence as primary.
Automating all forms of energy. I think so. Yes. That makes
Personalize that just like just for you. It's not like this because he's teaching us in a group and personalize it just for you. Yeah.
Because we know how to break.
Yeah, but I think for example, solar energy is not enough sufficient now. So we need but in France, solar energy is bullshit.
I totally agree.
Just to marketing.
Because I think we are powerful in
We use solar energy.
they are just a few they're not just they're not just about in progress, it's not just about solar energy. I think they use a lot of how to be with how to talk, how to communicate. This is very you can such knowledge with AI, but I don't think AI will teach you how should be a group.
No.
It should be a human teacher. Talk something about human, how to say that? It's not about just one study.
Didn't work. And they put it in a row.
Absolutely, I agree with you. I think that
After
The focus are very passive from the
not just math,
so we have one man
yes, about the behavior,
It's social.
the machine have the one go to the city trash and the uran contaminate check the fire. But it's a So the next one, universal basic income will be adopted by the majority.
So nuclear power
I'm not convinced because I think the situation in the region of Europe and I think we don't take the first direction actually. But what I
maybe some of them.
in France, we
I guess I
have to work 15 hours to get the grass or to wait for you have to do something for the community.
As a source of electricity. But I think there are like other alternatives like based on air. I think you have listened about those alternatives.
Where in Mexico? Is you want to preserve this and they want to work or to improve the knowledge of the language. I know that this but actually a lot of children they have the possibility to write their own language at the school.
In Mexico, we try to have
Yes, of course.
a Spanish name for everyone, and then
That makes sense.
yes,
For example, the language, for example, tomorrow, and also I don't want to pay a car. I don't want to pay fuel. I don't want to pay insurance. I go for I don't like. Where do you live? For example, if I live in Paris, I don't have a car because it's too come because you have a lot of bus or metro. So you need a car.
But if you
I
live
know
on
it's
the
not
countryside,
right.
you need the
Yeah,
transfer
they
to the
all the same.
And
But you can, for example,
I think tomorrow the big cities it would be nice because you have you can really and the plan is to park your car.
I think it's faster.
And the next time when you want to go there, you call your taxi. Hey, come on, baby. Come on, baby. Wiki, alright? Hello, baby. Hey, Barbie. So you can take your car. If you work, you take just one trip, and you come back. You get the service. But if you don't, you can buy and the car is driving. I think you So the next one,
Chapter.
yes, sure. You have
It's a new kind of tourism.
Okay, stop. Now I'm going to ask some of these questions and I want you to try use some of this language. Okay, so the first one then, Roberto.
yes.
Nuclear energy will become the world's main source of electricity, outcompeting all other forms of energy by 2080.
2080. I disagree
Why?
because for example, in the actuality,
Currently? Or nowadays? Or at the moment?
in nowadays, the countries have no, the countries are like United States or big countries.
Mhm.
They are more interested in get more wealth.
Wealth? Like
Wealth, yeah.
wealth.
Wealth.
Okay. So they could maybe make money from that, no?
Okay, make more money than go foresee to see to the future, forget or get new energies for the war and try to work for.
But do you think in 2080 that we will have oil as a major fuel or natural gas will be used a lot, or
No, we continue using petrol.
we'll use petrol continuously.
Yeah.
Okay, does everyone agree with that or not?
What is petrol?
Like with what you put in the car, gasoline.
Oh,
gasoline.
I'm not.
Okay,
I'm disagree.
why?
Because like before 10 years, there were a lot of oil car in China.
Petrol cars.
Petrol car,
cars,
okay,
yeah.
petrol car. Can you
Yeah.
write it down? Petrol. Okay, but right now in China, we like just not just, but they are like 70 or 80%
Electric cars.
electrical cars.
So I have a Chinese electric car, okay? This is my car, okay? And if you go to Norway, they have a huge number of electric cars now. I think it's something like 75%, maybe more. Okay, so in certain countries, they're using a lot of electric
Yeah, but
vehicles.
it's most common that in countries of first world.
The first world countries, yeah.
But how many countries there are in way to develop?
Yeah, so it is
Yeah,
very
more-
expensive to develop a nuclear power plant, for example. Okay, Ireland has no nuclear power plant, for example. It's very expensive to build them. Some other countries, like in small countries, do have them, even though they are rich. Sweden has nuclear power plants, for example. They're rich. Does Spain have any nuclear power plants?
I
Nuclear
think a
power
few
plants or
ones.
these? Yeah, a few.
I know. I think a few ones, but not that much. For example,
France has quite a lot, yeah, exactly. The United Kingdom has, Russia has, so a lot of the, China has quite a lot of nuclear power plants as well.
But I think the future of the
Fuel.
fuel is the hydrogen cars. It's
Hydrogen
gonna be,
cars.
Yeah, the green hydrogen.
Okay, but what about all other forms of fuel? Like, for example, do you think our electricity will be powered by wind or solar or not? You do? But will it be quick enough
Yeah.
to stop global warming?
No.
Like, if you want to do it quickly, well, start making power plants maybe. But people are very nervous about it because of places like Chernobyl, etc., and 3 Mile Island. Okay, next one then, Carla. Commercial space flights and orbital hotels will be common and affordable to the upper middle class by 2080. So space tourism boom. Space tourism boom. Okay, so it's down near the bottom of the first column. Okay, so do you think space tourism will be common by 2080? So we'll be having hotel trips to space. And not just the Amalfi Coast, which is where we're going in the summer. Okay? Well, apart from me. Okay? Well?
I'm not sure actually. I mean, I'm not informed enough about the space and what's
Space,
happening-
not the space.
space and what's happening right now. But it's an option. I mean, it's in 50 years.
Yeah, would you like to go?
I don't know. I'm a bit afraid right now, actually.
How many of you would like to go to a hotel in space? Yeah, I'd like to go. I'd like to visit. No, I'm more of a traditionalist. Okay, traditional. Okay, very good. The next one then, Wendy. The question below, or the sentence below. Lab-grown meat and plant-based substitutes will almost entirely replace traditionally farmed meat. So scientists will be growing meat for you and you will eat it. And this will replace all meat products, so beef, etc. Well, it happens now.
Yes.
It exists now, but I'm asking, do you think it will replace all animal products?
I'm not sure. I suppose no, all no, but most of them maybe because of the I don't know how to say when the climate is
Climate change.
Climate change.
Yeah.
change.
Climate change, yeah.
Climate change. I think it will be. We will have some problems with the harvest.
Yeah.
But I'm not agree that.
I don't agree.
I don't agree,
Mhm.
and that 100% of the.
Would you eat lab-grown meat?
Yes.
So meat that is grown in the laboratory. Would you eat it? Why not?
Why not?
It would be genetically identical to the meat that you're eating now. The only thing that is changing is your thoughts about where it comes from. Does it come from the farm? Oh, if it's genetically the same.
I don't think so.
Listen to the scientists, okay? Okay, yes, go on then.
I think this is an interesting question, and I have a general overview about this. But if you can replicate the same shape, the same flavor, the same, all is exactly the same. But the people think that no, it's the same.
It is not.
It is not the same because it's in the laboratory. But what happens if you don't know what is the reality of this product?
Okay.
And you see the same, exactly the same.
Okay,
So
and
you
it's the
can-
same, but the flavor is gonna be always the same. And when you buy a fillet on the supermarket, fillet, maybe it's gonna be good, or maybe it's gonna be
Bad.
awful.
Yeah. So
And
you
surprise.
like. Oh,
Yeah.
fantastic! It's awful.
Exactly me, no.
It's awful. Oh yes, fantastic! I got that awful steak.
Always the same is boring.
Well, maybe, yeah.
It's not the same flavor, and I told you why.
Wait.
Hey,
No, and
listen to the old man now. He knows best.
By my experience,
From my experience.
my father-in-law lives in a ranch, so they eat the animals fresh.
It seems like it's
Well, he went to visit us to Holbox, the island, and he tried the some dishes, and he feels the difference between in the flavor.
I don't know. A lot of it might be psychology. All of my family are farmers, and I'm pretty sure that they would have in their head, they'd be, oh yeah, it tastes differently. But I don't know if that's just psychology or whatever. So I don't know.
We don't know.
I don't.
Maybe it's true.
Yeah. Well, we'll see in the future, maybe.
I can see your point, but I strongly believe that all is a block composed. So if you can to simulate this block composed, you can have the same result.
I didn't think. I thought space hotels would be more controversial. Relax. Okay. Next one then. Utah. Nations. So this is up here. Global water wars. So nations will engage in conflicts in wars over fresh water supplies as water becomes a more valuable resource than oil. Do you think that countries around the world will be fighting wars because of water in the future?
I'm not sure, because I think there are so many pollution to protect water in so many countries. So,
well, like for example, which countries experience water supply problems or have experienced water supply problems recently?
In Mexico, we have a problem with some states.
Yes.
With some states.
Yes. Even you go to California. California has big problems with water supply. So Los Angeles has a big problem with water supply. Cape Town in South Africa, they almost ran out of water a couple of years ago. There was almost no water left. Okay, they had to conserve significant amounts of water. Spain.
Yeah, maybe in Spain there are problems too with the supplies of water, but I was about to tell that the big whales on the market are buying a lot of place with water,
Yeah.
fresh water. So
Like-
that's it's fresh.
Maybe in the future you won't be laughing at the Irish weather forecast. Exactly.
And I read one article and some countries start to buy resources,
Yeah.
water resources. So
Yeah.
Yeah, Saudi
that
Arabia.
will happen in the future.
Saudi Arabia have bought up lots of water resources in other countries as well. Okay, the next one then, Samuel. People will spend as much time in virtual reality worlds as in the physical world. Blurring means making it unclear. Okay, making it not so clear. Blurring the line between real and virtual life. So we won't know what's real and what's virtual. And in 100 years' time, at the end of the century, what do you think?
Yeah, I totally agree with that point because I think nowadays we have this world, a virtual world, and most of the people try to live in a real world, but a lot of amount of population try to use this.
A lot of people.
A lot of people try to use this
Virtual.
to escape of the normal problems, and yeah.
How many of you would try to, if you could, live longer in a virtual world than the real world out there? How many of you have a fantastic job? Yeah. Would you at the moment now? But if you could find a better job in a virtual world, would you prefer to live in the virtual world?
Yeah, but what do you mean for me it's a virtual world?
In a world that was created in virtual reality, so it's the computer generated. It
Yeah, but
wasn't.
it's not real.
So
No, at some point of your day you have to come back to your real life.
what did I ask you to do a couple of weeks ago with interviews? You had a conversation with ChatGPT for interviews every morning for 5 days, and not one of you complained. Well, maybe one or two of you complained. Why are we doing this again? But that's a sort of an artificial construct. Well, why wouldn't you? Why would you care if the actual real interview was like that?
It's completely different because in front of you have a person.
So?
We use ChatGPT for 3 days, 4 days, I don't remember. But in that way you're gonna lose all the contact with people.
I don't know. I don't know why. If you watch back there, you'll see Carla. She said, "You're going to lose all the contact with people." I don't know. What kind of contact? Strange kind of contact. Next one then. Next one. Jesus. Physical schools and universities will be mostly replaced by online and immersive VR, virtual reality or augmented reality based educational experiences. So it's similar to the previous question. Do you think schools, like even schools like this, do you think they will exist in 20 years? 20 years time?
I think it will be cis.
You think these kind of schools will exist?
This time, no, but presently, possibly. But I think it's different.
Okay, how?
I don't know. I don't know why.
How many of you think schools like these, language schools, will exist in even 15 years in the future?
50
15
will exist.
will exist. Why do you say no, Samuel?
Because of we can have virtual classes, in your house, and yeah, for me probably for a lot of people who.
Why would you come to a school like this? Why do you come to a school like this? Why?
I came because I want to.
Because the immigration service, yeah, exactly. But, yeah, forget about that. Just, but some people, like, yeah.
To learn about the culture and be immersed in a country that they speak English, and because in Mexico we have virtual classes and I can take English courses, but it's not the same.
Why not? Why not?
Because, for example, I meet
Yuja. I met
I met him and
Yuja. Okay.
It's okay.
No, we'll get this right. Okay, keep going, Wendy.
And it's not the same if I speak with a Chinese guy by.
Is it not?
No, it's not the same by
like, to be honest,
I
I sort of see what you mean, but I remember during COVID and my classes were online. Now, because the class was quite small, there was only about 6 or 7 people in the class, in one of the classes. We did create a bit of a community. And I know my students now, and they lived in different countries. I had a Japanese student who was living in Dublin, and I was in Wexford. I had 3 or 4 students from Mexico. There was a student from France, and they were all in their own countries. And it sort of became like a family because it was so small. And after COVID, like, some of them came here. And the experience was, I think, pretty good.
But for example, in my major, there was a lack of knowledge in those kind of students because they didn't learn how to in a right way. I don't know how to explain.
I don't know.
Because in Mexico we are not prepared for that kind of situation to study in house.
I don't know. Dr. Fernanda, you are the medical expert here. Medical and genetic advancements will push average human lifespans well beyond a century, possibly up to 150 years. So people like Roberto, we still have time, lads. Yes, we're only teenagers, basically. Okay. So, what do you think about that? Do you think that's going to happen or not?
Personally, I think that we can see that from the graphs, the population graph, that is changing and the population are becoming more older.
The life expectancy of the population is
increasing.
Not everywhere.
No.
Could you tell me a country in the world where the life expectancy is decreasing? The United States. The life expectancy is going down, not up. It's not even flatlining, it's going down.
What?
For a variety of reasons. There's health problems in the United States, the huge big...
Their system, their health
Yes, their health system is a disgrace, to be honest. It's really awful. Like, they don't supply healthcare to a huge number of people. But it's going down. So, do you think it's going to go up forever? Like, for example, in Japan, what's the life expectancy? Do you know?
almost 100.
What? Is it? Well,
Let's go to Japan.
Wait. 84, and I don't know,
But I think Japan have the country more for
longevity. So
longevity.
yes, but there is a place in Japan where they have more centurions than almost anywhere in the world. What's a centurion? People who are people who are 100 years old or more. So there's a place, Okinawa, okay, which is a Japanese island. where you will find. It's an island. It's an island. Okay. Quiet. It's an island. It's an island. Okay. That's a very big. Okay. There's many of them. Yes. Okay. So there's a Japanese island where there's lots and lots of people who live till 100 years of age or more, and there seems to be something to do with their diet. A lot of them eat a lot of vegetables, and they also fast a little. What's fast? What's fasting? Don't eat. You should know that word. You should know this word. Where do you know this word from? There's a very again?
No, I don't know.
There's a word in English that you probably learn in your first week, and it contains that word. Breakfast. What's breakfast mean? It means you break the fast. Fast means you are not eating. But when you have breakfast, you start eating. If you speak Spanish, what's the Spanish word for breakfast? And what's that mean? You break the fast. That's where that comes from. Okay, it's the same in English. Okay, so yes, so in this island, okay, they very often they don't eat the full portion. They very often leave food at the end of their dinner or whatever, and just leave it. Okay, so they fast longer and they don't eat as much as other people, and they seem to live longer. On the other hand, there are places in the Mediterranean where they eat a lot of meat, red meat, drink a lot of wine, and they also live over 100 in Sardinia. There's one village in Sardinia where there are a lot more centurions than you would expect, and if you go to the cemeteries, you will find very often the same kind of names because they intermarry and there's some kind of genetic defect that they have that makes them live longer. So do you think that, for example, Roberto, Laurent, and myself, we have quite... Mio, how old are you?
I'm 23.
23. Would you like to live, Mio, for another 127 years? Would you like to live for another 130 years? Yes or no? You would or not?
Yes.
Yes, you would, yeah. Who in this class would like to live for another 10 years or so, okay? another 100 years. How many of you? It depends what? It depends. Yes, let's say you're in good physical condition. You would like to do it? Why? Roberto, why would you like to live?
Because so you can get more experience in
Experience of what?
Experience in general in your life, visit another countries, meet more people, or
okay.
You
Yes.
have more time. That is the most valuable asset that you have in your life.
Yeah. It's not a very romantic comment, isn't it? Very romantic. Yes, but yes. Don't ham it up for the camera too much, okay? But to be I'm just thinking now how expensive it would be. Could you imagine the presence? You'd have more and more relations, and it'd be very expensive. I couldn't imagine. It would be awful. Okay, so I'm going to play an audio for you. I just want you to listen to the audio. This audio is about the future. Okay, it's a science fiction audio. All right. Jesus. Yeah. Well, now to be honest, Carla, that's very offensive to the authors of this piece. Well, you'll hear. Okay, so listen carefully, please. Shh. Now, close the window. No, not you, Carla. Of course, Joanna, up and close that window. You can't have Carla doing things like that there. Okay, an absolute disgrace there, Joanna, trying to get... Oh yeah. Yeah, no, but I mean for the noise. Okay, listen. You have to listen very carefully. Okay. It's going to take about 3 or 4 minutes.
Chapter 1. The future is now. Tokyo, 2075. The city was a spectacle of neon lights and autonomous vehicles weaving through the air. Technology had reshaped every aspect of life. AI assistants managed daily tasks, teleportation hubs replaced traditional transport, and human augmentation was the new norm. Mio, a 23-year-old university student, walked through the bustling streets, her smart glasses projecting holographic notes for her upcoming exam. Life was hectic, but she had little time to complain, especially now that a more pressing issue weighed on her mind. Her boyfriend, Tiago, had been acting strangely lately. Patrine, her best friend, had spent more time with him than seemed appropriate. Was she imagining things, or was there something more going on between them? I heard Tiago and Patrine went out last night, Mio's AI assistant whispered in her ear, using its predictive algorithms to anticipate her concerns. Mio frowned. They said they were just catching up, but it's happening too often. She seldom doubted Patrine's intentions before, but lately, a sense of unease gnawed at her. Chapter 2, the investigation begins. Meanwhile, in Sao Paulo, Samuel was watching a broadcast on the latest advancements in neural implants. The report stated that memory transfers were now possible, allowing people to recall events with near-perfect accuracy. Imagine how useful that could be, he thought. No more misunderstandings or false accusations, just pure facts. But right now, facts were exactly what he needed in his own life. Patrine, his girlfriend, was incredibly close to Tiago, too close. And Mio was beginning to question things as well. When Mio called him, her voice was hesitant. I was told that Patrine and Tiago were seen together again, and it's likely they weren't just talking, she reported. Samuel took a deep breath. We need evidence before jumping to conclusions. Have you thought about using a loophole in the memory recording system? If we can access their recorded interactions, we'll know the truth. That would be illegal, Mio reminded him, but the idea had already taken root. Chapter 3, the technological loophole. Hacking into someone's memory logs required advanced skills, but in a world where technology ruled, it wasn't impossible. Samuel contacted an old friend who worked in cybersecurity. I need access to a private conversation, he said. The hacker smirked. You realize that's a serious offense, right? But if there's a loophole, I might be able to find it. Mio and Samuel waited anxiously. Their suspicion had led them this far, but what if they were wrong? Finally, the hacker responded. I extracted fragments from Tiago's logs. You should see this beforehand. A holographic projection flickered to life, showing Tiago and Patrine laughing together. Samuel clenched his fists. That doesn't prove anything. Keep watching. Then the message appeared, a voice recording from Tiago. I can't tell Mio. She would never forgive me, but I think I'm falling for you. Mio's heart sank. Patrine had never told her anything. Chapter 4, Confrontation and Consequences. The next day, Mio met Patrine in a virtual cafe, an AI-generated space where people could interact despite being miles apart. You should have told me, Mio said coldly. Patrine's face twisted in shock. Told you what? That Tiago likes you. I heard it myself. Patrine sighed. Mio, I was going to tell you, but I was afraid of hurting you. It was never my intention to come between you two. Samuel arrived at the meeting. What happens now? Mio crossed her arms. I don't know, but one thing is clear. Trust, once broken, can seldom be repaired. The AI cafe's interface flickered, signaling the end of the session. Technology had given them the truth, but it hadn't made it any easier to accept. Epilogue, a future beyond betrayal. Months later, Mio had moved on. The world continued advancing. Robots took over more jobs, human minds integrated with AI, and the definition of relationships evolved. One thing remained true. No matter how advanced technology became, emotions were still unpredictable, and the human heart remained the greatest mystery of all.
Now, how many of you, except the two of you don't answer, how many of you found that easy to understand? Did you understand what was happening? Okay, no. Okay, Mio, did you understand what was happening?
Not all, but I know because
Yes,
we,
yes.
we made this.
Yes. Samuel, did you understand most of it or not?
Because
Yes, because they created it. This is their audiobook from a few weeks ago. Okay, so I asked you all to create an audiobook, and then I just got ChatGPT to read it out for you. Now, the two boys. Now you should have seen Laurent. He was like, okay, with his glasses, and this man, as usual, like this. Mio was there. Yes, exactly. Now, I don't expect you to understand all of it. I wouldn't expect you to understand even 50% of it sometimes, because they created the story. So if they created the story, they know something about it. Have you played it back? Have you ever played that back? No, you've never listened to the recording again. Okay? All right, so I'm going to give you out the text. Okay, I'm going to give you out the text of Mio Patrine. Now, Patrine's name is unusual in the audio, and I tried to make it sound like Patrine, but they was giving me Patrine and Patrine, etc., but I can't get it to go like that. So, okay, text. There's the text. Okay, right. So that text is what you heard. Okay. Now, it's not easy. I'm sure there are expressions inside it that you don't know, and I will test you on it in shortly. But yes, I will play it one more time. Okay, I'll play it one more time, and I want you to just underline expressions that you go, I'm not really sure what that means. Okay, everyone understand that? Okay. Yes. Don't try to underline every part of the text. Okay.
Chapter 1. The future is now. Tokyo, 2075. The city was a spectacle of neon lights and autonomous vehicles weaving through the air. Technology had reshaped every aspect of life. AI assistants managed daily tasks, teleportation hubs replaced traditional transport, and human augmentation was the new norm. Mio, a 23-year-old university student, walked through the bustling streets, her smart glasses projecting holographic notes for her upcoming exam. Life was hectic, but she had little time to complain, especially now that a more pressing issue weighed on her mind. Her boyfriend, Tiago, had been acting strangely lately. Patrine, her best friend, had spent more time with him than seemed appropriate. Was she imagining things, or was there something more going on between them? I heard Tiago and Patrine went out last night, Mio's AI assistant whispered in her ear, using its predictive algorithms to anticipate her concerns. Mio frowned. They said they were just catching up, but it's happening too often. She seldom doubted Patrine's intentions before, but lately, a sense of unease gnawed at her. Chapter 2, the investigation begins. Meanwhile, in Sao Paulo, Samuel was watching a broadcast on the latest advancements in neural implants. The report stated that memory transfers were now possible, allowing people to recall events with near-perfect accuracy. Imagine how useful that could be, he thought. No more misunderstandings or false accusations, just pure facts. But right now, facts were exactly what he needed in his own life. Patrine, his girlfriend, was incredibly close to Tiago, too close. And Mio was beginning to question things as well. When Mio called him, her voice was hesitant. I was told that Patrine and Tiago were seen together again, and it's likely they weren't just talking, she reported. Samuel took a deep breath. We need evidence before jumping to conclusions. Have you thought about using a loophole in the memory recording system? If we can access their recorded interactions, we'll know the truth. That would be illegal, Mio reminded him, but the idea had already taken root. Chapter 3, the technological loophole. Hacking into someone's memory logs required advanced skills, but in a world where technology ruled, it wasn't impossible. Samuel contacted an old friend who worked in cybersecurity. I need access to a private conversation, he said. The hacker smirked. You realize that's a serious offense, right? But if there's a loophole, I might be able to find it. Mio and Samuel waited anxiously. Their suspicion had led them this far, but what if they were wrong? Finally, the hacker responded. I extracted fragments from Tiago's logs. You should see this beforehand. A holographic projection flickered to life, showing Tiago and Patrine laughing together. Samuel clenched his fists. That doesn't prove anything. Keep watching. Then the message appeared, a voice recording from Tiago. I can't tell Mio. She would never forgive me, but I think I'm falling for you. Mio's heart sank. Patrine had never told her anything. Chapter 4, Confrontation and Consequences. The next day, Mio met Patrine in a virtual cafe, an AI-generated space where people could interact despite being miles apart. You should have told me, Mio said coldly. Patrine's face twisted in shock. Told you what? That Tiago likes you. I heard it myself. Patrine sighed. Mio, I was going to tell you, but I was afraid of hurting you. It was never my intention to come between you two. Samuel arrived at the meeting. What happens now? Mio crossed her arms. I don't know, but one thing is clear. Trust, once broken, can seldom be repaired. The AI cafe's interface flickered, signaling the end of the session. Technology had given them the truth, but it hadn't made it any easier to accept. Epilogue, a future beyond betrayal. Months later, Mio had moved on. The world continued advancing. Robots took over more jobs, human minds integrated with AI, and the definition of relationships evolved. One thing remained true. No matter how advanced technology became, emotions were still unpredictable, and the human heart remained the greatest mystery of all.
Okay, did you have to underline much or not? Yeah, well, it's amazing. A lot, yes. It's amazing, Laurent. He understood all of it. He didn't put one line on that page. It was excellent. You should be moving to advance. The reason he's leaving the class is because he's fluent. Okay? He's fluent. Okay. I don't expect you to know quite a lot of the expressions on that page. Now, I would expect Mio and Samuel to know a little bit more just from the context of the memory of the story. Maybe they don't know all the words, but they have a good idea about what's happening. Okay? You probably should, unless you really can't remember from 2 or 3 weeks ago. Okay? I asked you to create your own stories. So you created your own audio books. And the reason I wanted you to do that, well, one of the reasons was you were putting vocabulary or collocations inside the text that it's not common for you to use, so that you could recall. Also, I wanted you to repeat it. So I wanted you to listen back to your own audio books. Now, you didn't give me the full audio, and that's why I couldn't get, I didn't get the full audio, so I wasn't able to give to everyone. Okay? But in the future, if you give me the audio, I will transmit to everyone. Okay. Right. So I presume there were quite a few expressions on the text that you didn't know. Okay. On the back of the page, I would like you to fill in A to J in the correct space with your partners. So A to J are the words, put in the correct definitions. So Samuel, you work with Carla, Joanna with Jesus, Roberto with, in this 3, pair and pair, okay? Right?
truth, like, no,
Yes,
this is the truth.
patterns are
Oh,
yes, for example, the patterns
all days.
data
Yes, I know.
to forecast, to predict outcomes for behavior.
But I just
Ah, yeah.
it's okay. You just
Yes, number 7. Number 7.
Letter A and number 8.
near perfect. Yes.
Can I give you 3 or 4 more minutes?
Especially when something large is broken down.
Number 8.
Okay, just to clarify before we go on. Shh. 1 second now. 1 second. Everyone. It's letter A and not number A. Okay, I've heard number A now a few times. Number B, number C, etc. Okay. Right.
I'm not sure. J.
Near perfect accuracy? No. Part of something.
I think so.
Yes.
The cat on the act. The act.
Yes, you are right. Figure for
It's very confusing. A, B, C, D, F, G, O. That's correct? C.
Yes.
I'm not sure.
Is D correct? C. I'll give you 1 more minute. 1 more minute. If you finish, relax.
Okay, it would be weaker
Is group finished? Is group finished? Laurent, Dr. Fernanda? Finished? Okay, 1 more minute. Closer.
Yes, it is.
Yes?
Spectacle. You have to be very careful about that because there was a traditional way where the continuing line is racist.
Racist?
Yeah, there's an expression after the that line that is racist.
You're right.
Yes, because he is taking
It's a terrible word that I will not repeat. It's the worst word in English language. It's what?
This is the origin of this phrase.
That's from, I know that's the origin of it, yeah. But because it's racist, they changed the words in area. So if you look at the origin of meaning, you'll find it's not nice. The light is flickering.
The light? Yes.
You have 30 seconds.
Probably to 12. I have my help.
I don't know, but it's easy the next one.
Something that I changed the words just to make it better. I'm not sure changing everything is going to allow you to use the word.
Yes,
To understand the
Yes.
idea and do you understand what?
Yes, one kind. Trust. Yes, it's not going to translate.
It's
It's
very
very
difficult.
difficult.
It's really
Okay, right?
to trust in.
Okay, we'll go over this. Okay, so Roberto, the first one.
It's difficult to.
Self-driving or self-operating transportation capable of navigation without human input is letter B. Autonomous vehicles.
Yeah, autonomous vehicles. Vehicles. Yes, very good. Autonomous vehicles. B. Next one then, Mio.
I impressive display overseeing the glass attention because of its drinking or qualities. It's A.
Yeah, what's the pronunciation?
Spectacle.
Spectacle. Exactly. Okay. The next one then, Manuel.
Tools or formulas in technology that use
In
patterns.
technology.
That use patterns or data to forecast outcomes or behaviors. I put E, predictive algorithms.
Yeah, predictive algorithms. Predictive algorithms. And what does forecast mean again?
Prediction.
Prediction. Okay, so you had the weather forecast. Next one then, Laurent.
Extremely high level of precision.
Extremely what?
High level.
Highlight.
High level of precision or correctness. Near perfect accuracy.
Yeah, near perfect accuracy. Accuracy. So accuracy is precision. Okay. Next one then, Dr. Fernanda.
Pieces or parts of a whole, especially when something larger is broken down. Fragments.
Yeah, fragments. Okay, so fragment is another word for a small piece. Next one then, Wendy.
The act of shining
Yeah.
or appearing and disappearing quickly, often referring to lights or screens. Flicker.
Flickered. Yeah, so the verb is to flicker. So when the lights go on and off, just very, very quickly. It's not, oh, I turn on the light and then turn off the light. It's like a really quick movement. Okay? Then you would say flickered. Okay? Next one then, Yuja.
A rule or part of law, a law that is unclear or incomplete.
Incomplete.
Allowing people to exploit,
Exploit, yeah.
or
Circumvent.
circumvent. I got F.
A loophole. Yes, exactly. Okay, if there's a loophole in the law, there's a hole in the law. Okay, so in other words, you can go through. I'm doing the Japanese again. Sorry about that. Okay, exactly. Okay, it's like Okinawa, yeah, like this. Okay, so you can. Yeah, I give up. Okay, like, next one then, Samuel.
8. Refer to a nagging
Refers
to a nagging worry or fear that continuously bothers someone, often used metaphorically. Letter C. Now at her.
Yeah, gnawed at her. The GN you do not pronounce gnaw. You say gnaw. And gnaw is what rats will do. It's chewing at something. If it's gnawing at you metaphorically, it's causing you anxiety or nerves, etc. Okay? And what's nagging? What's nagging in the definition? So it says, refers to a nagging worry. Complaining. Okay? So very often, wait, 1 sec. So in this context, it doesn't literally mean complaining. But if somebody is nagging you, so, oh, do this, why are you not doing this? I asked you to clean the fridge yesterday and you didn't clean the fridge. Where's the milk? I asked you to buy the milk. This is nagging, okay? And a nagging worry is a worry that keeps, oh, please, should I do this? Should I do it? You keep thinking about it all the time, okay? Next one then, where are we now? Carla.
The idea that once trust is lost, it is very difficult to regain. J, once broken, can seldom be repaired.
What an excellent answer that was. Well done. Well done, everyone. Yes. What an answer. Probably the greatest answer I've heard in this classroom ever. Wonderful. What's seldom mean?
Rarely.
Rarely. Yeah, look at that. Wonderful answer. Now, Joanna, what's your answer?
Something that change an existing structure.
Changes.
An existing structure or situation into a new form. Letter D.
What's the word?
Letter D?
Yes, letter D. What's the word? D. What is the word, Joanna?
Number D.
Yes, number D. Reshaped. Okay. Right, I would like you to bring those pages tomorrow, and I want to do something more with the text, okay? Just be careful. Before you go, one other thing before you go. I did hear when some of you were trying to talk about the future, some of you use this kind of construction. Will be, disappear. That never happens, okay? If you use the present simple, you're going to have will disappear. No be here. The only time you're going to get be is if you have a passive voice. And will be disappeared, this would change the meaning of disappear to make someone disappear. It's like the mafia make you disappear. Oh, he will be disappeared. Okay? All right. Have a nice day. Have a nice day, all of you. But have a spectacular day, Carla. Have a spectacular day. Excellent. Right, have a nice day.